All right.
And welcome. You're watching POV Pool.
Point of view pool. Uniting the world of billiards from all points of view.
And here we are at the third annual Hard Times 10-ball tournament at Bellflower, California. This is a one-loss side match on the final day of the final 8 players of this event. 5,000 added event.
And thanks to Eddie Aregwin.
And we're about to get started with the match between Manny Chau and Scott, the Freezer Frost. Manny in red and Scott
in red. And redder. Red and redder.
I don't know whether or not we're going to have a warm-up rack from either of these guys, but before the lag starts, I just want to quickly thank our sponsors, Kamui Tips and
Yay John.
Don Espinoza of pooltracks.net, and definitely want to thank Fast and Loose Designs.
Christopher Santana.
Chris Santana.
Poster extraordinaire designer.
Graphic designer extraordinaire for the billiard community and beyond.
Manny testing out the speed of this table by a couple of shots here, moving the cue around the table just to get a feel for the speed. And Scott now going to probably do pretty much the same thing.
Probably, yeah, same thing. We're probably going to get right into the lag here. Now, this is going to be an interesting match. Manny Chau is sort of like, you know, I would venture to say underrated. A lot of people don't know Manny Chau yet, but after the last few months, he's becoming very well known very quickly. He has been cashing in tournaments all along the southern, you know, the Great Southern Billiard Tour and the Lone Star Billiard Tour, and
the pool pipelines. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, he cashed in both the one pocket and the 10-ball portion of the West Coast Challenge event that happened recently in Mountain View, California.
That's right.
He is now finding himself in the top 6 of this 64-player field tournament here at Hard Times Bellflower. He defeated Louis Ulrich, who was the winner of the Chet Ito tournament at
That's
Mountain
right.
View.
That's right. And Ernesto Dominguez came in second.
Knocking Louis out of the tournament. So, you know, Manny Chau is definitely a force to be reckoned with, but Scott the Freezer Frost, I don't have to go into too much detail about him. He is
They're flipping.
Well-known tournament player who I think his most recent 10-ball championship victory was the CSI US Open 10-ball in 2010. I think he came in first or second place there. And,
yeah, that's right.
And it's odd because Scott, you know, he says, I can't play 10-ball. I don't know this game. It's crazy that I'm winning in 10-ball.
That's true. He did say that. Yeah, that's right.
Up in Mountain View, he said, I can't play anymore. I don't play like I used to.
You know what? I've heard that before. Where have I heard that before?
And I'm like, is this guy looking for action? Because I'm not going to play him. So we have Manny Chau and Scott Frost starting right now. It's going to be a race to 9.
They flipped for the break. They did not lag. Obviously, Manny won the flip. And we're off and running. That 10-ball did not move. Not even whatever the smallest fraction on the scale is. It planted itself right in the middle of that magic rack, and that's where it stayed. And cue ball off the table, giving an open rack to Scott Frost on this opening rack. You know, this could be kind of a big deal. Giving Scott Frost ball in hand on an opening rack and having that opening rack advantage, you know, it could be big. You never know what the turning point is or the starting point of a match.
Yeah. Also, just like there's another Manny that we know. His name's Manuel Herrera, Manny Herrera, who's also, I would guess, would have been in this tournament, but unfortunately, his mother just passed, and we just want to give all of our sympathies from POV Pool to Manny Herrera and his family, who has been watching the stream, and we wish you were here enjoying this great event. At least we're able to bring this to you, to your home and to your computer screen.
Absolutely.
So our deepest sympathies to Manuel Herrera and his family, and stay strong.
Take care, and yes, exactly, stay strong. All right,
Scott,
as predicted
Scott
here.
running from the gate here.
That's right. And he's going to want to make a statement on this first opening rack. For sure. He's going to want to set the tone of, I came here to win this thing. I'm not going away. I may be on the losers bracket here, but
well, Scott Frost just defeated Kenichi Uchigaki 9-3.
Yes, and he was having a tough time against him for a while, the first few racks.
But Scott looks pumped. He looks really sort of pumped. I mean,
okay, I knew that as soon as I knew it.
Scott always looks pumped, I gotta say.
I knew it as soon as he hit it, though. It was the way that he went into the cue ball. You could tell right away. I don't know how it felt on his side, but it was real obvious it was not going to go in. So turn of events here. Yeah, commentator's curse for sure. And look at this. Okay, now this is what I was saying about this table. And I've seen it so many times here, and until these guys get that figured out and settle down, they're going to have a rough time of it.
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
And he's almost overstroked that and snookered himself behind that 10 almost.
Well, there is definitely one thing about Scott that I admire
Adrenaline?
Almost over any other player, is that he is
there you
so
go.
accurate with the cue ball.
Yes, he is.
Really knows how to move it and put the cue ball exactly where he wants.
You are not a kidding, and I've been watching him like a hawk this whole time, plus in Mountain View.
Yeah.
Because you can learn a lot by watching Mr. Scott Frost play pool. That's for sure.
So we're going to take a look at Scott's break here after the first rack, and there was a question in the chat room as to whether any of these guys break using high English. I'm going to take a look at that.
I haven't seen anybody yet.
Well,
I mean, at least on the streaming.
In this match.
Oh, in this match, okay. Now, Corey has been notoriously, last match that we had, he was using a softer break. All right.
He was using a softer break.
Yeah, one on the wire here.
I was with John Mora when I observed that.
Yes. I had mentioned it earlier on one of the first breaks that he did, and he did keep that soft break going throughout the match. So
now the thing about Manny is he's going to have to get used to the pace of this game, because he doesn't play like Shane. Shane plays a lot more slower, a lot slower game, a lot more sort of
controlled
and well thought out. Frost is a bit of a rhythm player, and
yes, that's true.
This is going to be a quick change of pace for Manny as well.
Manny looks real sharp here today. He's got a matching glove with his shirt. These guys have, and I noticed Corey Harper was dressed very nicely at his match yesterday.
Yeah.
Or, this last match. And it's nice to see the guys. There is a dress code for this match, for those of you who don't know.
Oh,
and
3-rail kick,
missed.
unsuccessful.
That's right.
And
gonna bring, this dangerous.
Mistakes that Manny's not gonna want to be making in this match.
That's right. Anyway, there is a dress code which caught a few of the players who weren't on the social networks where it got announced to arrive at this event without collared shirts in hand. And so there were a few shirt vendors around here who made some money as they were running off, and they were being very strict about it.
I'm going to make an observation here. Missing that kick could cost Manny up to 3 games, and I don't mean in this inning. I mean that Manny is going to find himself kicking quite a lot in this race with Scott's ability to play safe.
Absolutely.
If he does not really bear down on these kicks and do something with those opportunities, that's going to cost him another couple of games. And this miss on this kick is looking like it's costing him 1 game already.
Absolutely. I'll tell you know what? One of the fortunate things for us, that the pleasure of being able to do these streams, and that is to watch the amount of matches that we get to watch. First up, up close and personal with these great players. You really get to know their game, their style, and a lot about their personalities.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's, such a privilege. Okay.
Nice out by Scott Frost. And
going to be a quick 2-0 lead here.
Golf claps around the room over that. And he
well,
got
also Corey,
on the 10 ball.
Yes, he did, but
he redeemed himself.
He's very good at those shots, though. I've noticed in Mountain View, those sort of half in between shots there into the corner. He just drills them. Corey Harper looks like he just won the first game in his match over there. He's racking.
Now there's the one game that it has already cost Manny.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to be a soothsayer here, but
sorry. Let's move these and move this out a little bit because these guys can hear your voice. I've noticed a couple of them look over here.
okay.
All right, spread the balls fairly decently. Bit of a tester here on the 1, although he does have a built-in safety shot if he would like to do that. He is playing safe. I think what he's going to do is he's going to park this cue ball down here, send the 2 ball back up, and hope.
And that's not going to do it.
No, it's not exactly what he had in mind, but he is behind the 4 on this, so.
By a hair.
Yeah, just by a hair. You're right. You're right.
He can see the left side of the 1, but he might actually play a masse to try to make the 1.
Yeah, it's not where he wanted to leave it. He wanted that cue ball really behind the 4.
He's taking a look. He's already feeling the pain of losing this first game, or this second game.
Oh, Manny, yes,
because of missing the kick. So he doesn't want to make any other, costly mistakes here.
Now see this roll right here. Beautiful shot.
Wow.
Beautiful shot. There you go. But I have to say, him not getting the cue ball exactly where he wanted to, but still left it difficult enough. And that's one thing that Scott Frost had said to me, that he has always been a blessed player. That's what he said to me. And in terms of just luck at the table and things going his way many times, despite whatever. So I found that quite interesting. Because you got to know, Daniel, because nobody's going to play perfect pull every single time, it does sometimes take some lucky rolls. It just is. And there are those players that kind of seem to always, just like the unlucky ones, now like this one, okay. But, that's just, it's because he didn't shoot it hard enough or so, gets himself out of
looks
shot.
like he's just a little overexcited, and he needs to slow down.
I think you're right. I think the adrenaline.
Well, it's like I said, the pace,
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know if he was making these mistakes with Shane.
Yeah, I don't either.
But anyway, Scott's back at the table. Don't think he's going to combo this. He might cut this 5.
No, he's going to... Yeah, I think he's going to cut the 5. And he overcut it. Is he going to get away with it? No.
Undercut, you mean, I would say.
I'm sorry, undercut.
And for those of you just joining us, Shane Van Boening has earned himself a hot seat match. He has defeated Manny Chau, who is now on the one-loss side, and playing Scott Frost. Dennis Orculio,
Manny is struggling here with his shape, his position play.
Dennis Orculio is playing Corey Harper right now.
Yeah, Manny did not want to run into that 8, but these guys will settle down. Now, he overcut that by quite a bit. He's not happy. They need to just settle down, and get the groove on.
He looks a little nervous, or just...
I think he looks a little
just
excited.
frustrated.
Or maybe just a little excited. It could be nerves. It could be right. All right, I'll be right back because somebody needs some hot streaming coffee around here.
All right. And I'm stuck in the chair that's hard to get out of the booth. So, thank you, Barbara. Three games to 0, race to 9, folks. And Manny's got to get on the board if he expects to get further in this tournament. Definitely want to thank everybody for watching the stream, and I've tried a few things out this time, like the video brackets. I hope they've been helpful, and I don't think there's going to be a need for any more video brackets in this whole event. I don't know if I think I did see like some high English there on his break, but he was breaking from the middle and I couldn't really see the tip of his cue there. And definitely want to thank AZ Billiards and Mike Howerton for their assistance in providing the pool community, the billiard community, with the online bracket that you can find on the AZ Billiards website. Hard Times 10 Ball being the top headlining story on their website. You will be able to find the online bracket through that story, and I will post that online bracket in the chat room right now. Special thanks to AZ Billiards for their help. All right, Manny now back to the table here. He's got a shot on the 5. Real easy out from here, it should be. There's not too much wrong with this rack. He's a little funny on the 5 here. He probably wanted to get a little straighter, but he should be okay. Oh, he elected to go in the side pocket. And the 8 and the 9 are pretty close together, so that should be like a drill for him. Pro pool player, 9-ball TKO, observing in the chat room that Manny's loosening up a bit. Yes, that's true, but he's going to have to continue to have the opportunities and sort of keep the match going his way the best he can. And one thing that he's really going to have to bear down on is his kicking. Unless he can run 6 or 7 racks from here, he's really going to have to focus on his safety play and really kind of not try to outmatch Scott Frost's pace here and stick with his own game. Thank you, Barbara, for that. Barbara just bringing me some coffee.
Another break here, so boy, didn't seem like I was gone that long. We're at 3-1, right?
Yeah, we're at 3-1. They're both kind of screaming through this match here. Manny just ran out of rack.
Which is very different from our last match here. That was quite lengthy. I saw Max outside.
Good.
He's very pleased at having won, and there are a lot of people out there already on the move to Vegas. Getting in the cars, heading out.
Heading to Vegas.
All right, well, that worked out pretty well. Safety by Manny. Scott can definitely kick at this one ball. He's trying to figure out where he wants to leave the cue. Now, he did not call this one. He is not going for the make. He's going for the safe. Well, I didn't see him call the one in that corner pocket, but the way he shot it, I think he was trying to make it. Incidentally, folks, this is a called pocket game. This open 10 ball, this is the BCA standard rules here. And just to give you a short little rundown, on the racks, the 2 and the 3 have to go on the back ends, corners. And it is winner breaks. The 3 foul rule is in effect. Jump cues are allowed. And there's another component to this called pocket format, in that if you call a safety and accidentally hit a ball into the pocket, it's your opponent's turn now to come back to the table. They can either take the shot as it lies, or they can give it back to you, which is another factor in this format for sure. All right, he did try to go for that combo. A bit of a two-way shot here, but I think that Scott may have enough. He just may be able to pocket this 3.
Yeah,
he is. He's calling it. He's going to have to do a little masse here with this cue ball. Nice shot. You know, I've seen him do so many of those shots over the last week or so. He really has those down. And I've seen him make several tremendous jump makes with shape. You know, he really does have quite an arsenal of shots.
I'll say.
You know. Well, this is pretty much kind of unless he gets himself hooked behind the 10. I was going to say this is a pretty textbook for him on the out. Now he's kind of chuckling because he too many Wheaties on that shot, yeah. But when you have that touch, who cares? You know. It's like, oh, I'll fix this. I've been in this position before. His pre-shot routine also does a customary swipe of the cue. Oscar Dominguez is another one that has that particular foible. I don't mean foible, particularly. It's just a pre-shot.
It's just a mannerism.
Part of their game that gets them prepared for that next shot. So I don't know, Daniel, what do you think about this match so far?
I think Scott's taking off like a freight train right now, and it's like I said, Manny has the slowest pace down. He's missed. He's made 3 significant misses that were not the most difficult shots, and I think the pace and trying to get comfortable at the table might have something to do with it.
Well, he has to get to the table too. That's the other thing.
That's what I'm saying. He's gotten to the table, and he has missed, and that happens sometimes too. I'm just saying that comparing these guys' games, I think Manny's had a tough day already. He's played Shane Van Boening.
Yeah, that's true.
Had a chance to was actually doing well against Shane.
Yes, he was.
4-3 against Shane.
Yeah, that's I guess you could call that a bit of an owie.
Yeah, and and then you got to come and play Scott Frost. I mean, these are just 2 world class
these
players.
are 2 giants. Okay, an unfortunate roll. I mean, he didn't want to hit the tip on that. However, and then a bit of a fortunate result. And then at least he's going to have to make Scott do a little work here. So Scott's going to go for the kick off the side rail here. And tried to pocket that one on the side. Almost made it. And look at that. Brought that cue ball right around and parked it right in front of that too. From a kick shot position.
And by the way, guys.
And left him safe.
Scott Frost is shooting a 904 right now. A Pool Tracks rating of 904. I'm going to post the link in my chat.
Is he going to get there? Yep. I do believe he got there.
And by the way, this link, if you refresh the link, the ratings will change in real time.
Big hats off to Don Espinosa, pooltracks.net. Fantastic manipulation of information gathered very smartly into one place. Big thanks to Don.
Manny's playing a safety. Okay, so now he's elected. He didn't have a shot there. The 4 was blocking the corner, so.
Correct.
Scott's going to call the side pocket as a precaution.
and in the meantime split the balls. However, that's certainly not the result he wanted to leave.
Now, this is honestly where Manny's going to have to show some strength here, is his safety play, and he's going to be able to capitalize on the opportunities that he gets.
He's going for the make. He was lined up for the make.
Yeah. Very, very quick paced.
You know what he reminds me of right now? A racehorse at the gate, trying to get out of the gate. And he's straining at the bit, and he just wants to get out of the gate and get a move on.
A lot of people in the chat room agreeing, Manny needs a little more seasoning, but he's been actually. They spent some time playing together at Buteros. He's pretty seasoned already, but maybe
this is a big event.
You guys are right. Maybe he does need to be seasoned a little more.
But this is a big, way bigger event. A lot more at stake here. It's being streamed. He's playing Scott Frost. It's a lot of pressure. Just got off like you said, just got off from Shane, where, he obviously something occurred that turned the tables on that match. And meanwhile, Scott Frost just manipulating this cue ball to where he needs to be at every single point. And one thing about Scott, and this goes true too for a lot of your high profile players and real good players, and that is, when they get down and go to stroke a ball, and the way they stroke it, there's an authority behind it. There is an absolute decision that the ball is in that pocket. No hesitancy. And it's just beautiful to watch.
It's beautiful to watch when it works, I've seen very
absolutely.
recently Scott get into some tough scrapes because of his fast pace,
Well, that's true. That is the one liability.
He had a very difficult match against Raj Handal.
Yes.
Last week in
Mountain View.
Mountain View event, and
that was rough. And you're going to see that, for sure. I'm just saying overall, a lot of these top players, boy, when they start doing their thing, it's with authority, There's no doubt in their mind that ball's going where it's going to go, and the cue ball's going to go where it needs to go to.
That's right. So it's going to be 5-1 now.
And that's a very difficult spot that Manny Chau is in to come back from.
And once again, I'm going to post in the chat room a refreshable link that will provide you with real-time stats on this match, courtesy of pooltracks.net. Usually it refreshes every 90 seconds.
Well, now there was a look at that. All right, 10 ball will come back up. Another rule on this format for those of you joining us is going over some of the format rules, and one of the other is that the 10 ball, if it is put in a pocket on the break, comes back up and will get spotted, and the breaker will stay at the table. Well, Scott's in line here to take another rack down. With not any difficulty. The ball's in trouble, particularly on this, or the 7 maybe is a little bit of a funny spot because it's close to that side pocket and almost on the rail. But that's just a matter of position. The rest of us is pretty much a road map. He'll just come off the rail, float over for the 5, leave himself an angle for the 6. He'll play the 6 in the side pocket and probably bring the cue ball back up towards this rail on the side to line up for this 7. Okay, now that's... Wow. All right, no. He's going to go for the corner, and he's just going to come on the other side. He's going to put... Oh, he did go for the side. Boy, it looked like he was lining up for the corner on that shot. All right, he'll just draw the cue back a little bit. Maintain an angle on this 9 to get up for the 10. I don't have any clue why he hit that as hard as he did. There was no need to do, except for he didn't want to be stuck on the side. It's the only reason I can see why he hit that so hard. He was trying to pop the cue ball out so that he wasn't shooting the 9 from the cue ball on the rail. And there you have it, you know, just like that. A rack can change in an instant. Trying to do a little too much there. And really jabbed at that ball instead of smoothly stroked through it. And I think that's what cost him this rack. He's given that 10 ball up to Manny.
Yeah.
Gentlemanly of him.
Yeah, well, good thing for Manny that he's got a chance here.
5-2.
This is, generally longer race than most. Race to 9 is, gives the other player a chance to come back after a large deficit like this that we're in. So
that's right. Anybody can. That's right. Anybody can catch a gear. Things can start to turn. Happens all the time.
But he has got to not miss and take the most of his safeties.
That's right.
And here we have Hard Times Bellflower. The stands are full.
Oh boy, they are.
We got some of the railbird action has now gathered around the pool tables in the tournament room.
Oh yeah, it's going to get even more full too as the day goes on, and the VIP area, which we're fortunate to be in the VIP area with the streaming booth. It's getting a little fuller too as we speak. Yesterday it was a madhouse in here. All right. 1 ball down on the break by Manny Chau, and he may have a cut on this one into the side. He's got enough of it. Yes, he does. The only issue we have on this rack right now really is the 4-5. It's not really an issue. It's just that they are quite close together, which eliminates a couple of pockets that 4 ball could go in. So we'll see how he'll play this. He's got a couple of different choices. He's looking at it now. Which side of this 4 do I want to be on? All right. He's calling the bank into the cross side over here.
Well, that was just precaution. He's
I know. He was trying to play safe too.
Jacked up on the
But it's
7.
a good idea to call it, because if you miss it incorrectly and it does go in, it doesn't count. That's the rules of this game. It is called pocket. Now, it doesn't matter how the ball gets to that called pocket. Once you call the pocket, you could miss the ball. It could go off on a tangent, run into another ball, and eventually end up in the pocket that you called, and that would be okay. As long as it makes it into the pocket that you called.
Okay, Manny, by the way, Manny is actually a pretty good one-pocket player himself, so, you know, his safety play isn't, you know, it is pretty strong. And he's starting to show it, so.
Well, I can tell you one thing, his back arm is starting to look a little more relaxed now. I think he's starting to loosen up just a little bit.
And a little update on Dennis Orculio versus Corey Harper. Corey Harper is I'm seeing
it's like
a
he's
score
up one
of
game.
3-2 or 4-2, and I think it's Dennis's lead.
Okay, this is looking a little bit more like the Manny we know. And maybe he is starting to catch a gear here now. Maybe he can. Commentator's curse, man.
Wow.
I'll tell
you.
you.
Did not want that to happen.
It's the devil table.
You can't afford that right now.
Nope. You gotta be smooth. The stroke has gotta be smoothed into these pockets. You try to put a little punch on these balls, more than likely it's not gonna go down. Just like that. So Scott Frost is truly blessed. Getting another one on the wire here.
Also, I'd like to thank for his help in promoting this event, Dave Knight of Pro9.
That's right.
.uk in Great Britain, who is actually a really nice gentleman. He's been sort of communicating with me through Facebook, and you know, he's been showing me all the links that he's putting up on the site, and been promoting Raj Hundal and any of the other foreign players that are coming to the United States to play these events.
Well, you wanted to unite the world. You're doing a darn good job.
I'm doing the best I can. And so thank you very much, Dave Knight, for your participation in the billiard community.
Yeah, that's just terrific. And you know, too, just wanted to mention one of our special commentators yesterday, Robert from
Chip Burner Turner.
That's right.
That's right. He invented Omaha.
I was.
Oh,
wow.
I cut you off. You were gonna say that?
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind.
All right.
It's not a contest. No worries. Look at this. Okay. I think he's looking now to see if that one actually goes past the 5 and cuts into the corner. I think he's just going to play safe here. He's going to send the cue ball up and over. Went for it and made it. A little hard to tell from this angle.
Oh.
But I can tell you what, one of these days we're going to have an overhead camera on these things, and we're just going to press a switch, and we're going to say, overhead shot.
Yeah.
And we're going to say, oh, look at that. They've got full clearance on that.
Well, you know, technology is moving very quickly. You know, there might be all types of options in the future.
Absolutely.
Well, that was a good safety by Manny.
Very nice.
And that was a good kick by Scott.
That's right.
So
Safety right back.
We have a safety battle.
Certainly do. He's going to feather this too and try to bring the cue ball. Hit a little much of it, but
Actually,
I think he's going to get away with it.
I think he did that on purpose. He wanted to hit the 5 like the way he did right there.
Yeah, you might be right.
Very creative shot. Use the 5 as a stopper to keep the 2 ball up table.
Okay, now.
Well, Scott's got it.
I don't know that I would have shot that.
Giving it up now.
That particular shot that away because of that. However, I'm sitting in the chair here because there were a couple of options on what to do with that 2 ball. All right, well, Manny has definitely settled in a little bit more here now.
Well, this is not easy. He needed a little bit of angle. Now he's looking to go up top to maybe shoot the 5 in the side because he does not want to shoot the 5 ball when he's off the rail.
Well, that's
like
right,
this.
because then the angle would be natural for short side on the 6, and that's not really where he wants to be.
No,
but
he
shot that right into the rail, though. That 4 ball went right into the rail about 3/4 of the way down here. And that's why it popped out. And Scott, again, comes back to the table with a wide open. 6 balls left here.
That's right.
He'll maneuver this with some bottom right English. Draw back.
Watch out for the cue ball.
Watch it, watch it. And lucky again, I'm telling you what, the guy is, he's just getting the rolls. He's even shaking his head. And kind of, he's just kind of apologizing almost to Manny. He did.
Guilty.
I was just gonna say something.
Felt guilty. He just said it.
He did. I'll tell you what. Very interesting. All right. Manny now back here with an opportunity. And he better take advantage of it.
He's going to be fine here. It's going to end up being 6-3.
Yes, it is. And Manny's got on a very interesting shirt. I just have to make a comment about that because he's, you see it as he leans over the table.
Actually, he's a sharp dresser. I think his favorite color is red because he was wearing a lot of red at the West Coast Challenge. Okay, he's grabbed his extension so that he can shoot this in.
Yeah.
I think he's going to roll forward and go two rails.
He's putting left-hand spin to hold the cue ball there.
Okay, he's just playing for the side.
To kill it. Keep the shot simple. Motate it into the side, call that it.
Okay, that's 2 10 balls.
Okay. He's Scott Frost, I'll tell you. You talk about some lucky breaks. He's certainly had them in this match. Wow. He's saying, I tried to give it back to you. I tried to give it back to you. All right. Well, and before we start this next rack then, let's thank Kamui. Kamui Tips and Products, our proud sponsor.
That's right. And
Pool Tracks.
POVPoolTracks.net for providing the real-time scores and statistics on these matches. And by the way, there is a real-time link that you can refresh every 3 minutes or so, and it'll keep updating you with the updated statistics of all the players.
And if you're enjoying this free stream all of this weekend, please feel free to go to povpool.com, click on the donate button, throw us a couple of bucks. We thank everybody who's contributed to this weekend, and or send a check or money order to POV Pool Media, P.O. Box 144, La Cañada, California, 91012, and we'll put that link up for you later on during one of the matches. Thank you very much, folks, for tuning in and listening. A scratch on the break
Gives Manny another opening. Now, he's had chances.
Yeah, he needs to figure it out and get in this game if he's going to have a chance.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, he's just going to have to work harder now. And
well, harder and or smarter, as the saying goes. Maybe both. Combination.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he has the feel for this table yet at all. And that racehorse in him is, straining, wanting to come out, wanting to be able to move that cue ball around the table and let it stroke out.
Yeah, he doesn't look uncomfortable, but I think he feels uncomfortable.
I think you're right.
It's just my observation. I've been wrong before.
Oh, I'm not going to even comment. Maybe I think I've been wrong. I've been more wrong than you've been wrong. All right, Manny Chau on the board. Okay.
It's going to be 7-3.
7-3. That's still a hole to climb back out of, but I don't think he's just going to go away voluntarily. Do you? I think he's going to rev up some fight.
That's right.
Try to overtake the horse around the corner.
Manny Chau, everybody. That's a picture of him playing at the West Coast Challenge event. And there he is again in red. He's wearing red and black. He had red pants on there.
Yeah,
so
he was
that's his
dressed.
favorite
He
color
was
scheme is
dressed
red and
very
black.
sharply there too,
At least
as
right
I recall.
now. Once again, the score 7-3.
2 balls down on this break.
And an open shot on the 2 to the corner pocket.
Looks like the match over between Corey Harper and Dennis.
Well,
has evened it up a little
bit. Do you
bit.
feel like getting us an update?
Sure.
I have no one else to help me. So.
No, I know that.
The crowd really gathering around the tournament room now, sweating both of these matches. There must be at least 200 people here.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Okay, little break. Scott's taking. Dennis Orculio looking like he's ahead 4-2 or 5-2. I'm not exactly sure. But Barbara Lee is taking a look at the beads and getting a score update for us. And also, I'm looking across the room. I see Ernie Gutierrez is here. Of Gina Q. Some of the best looking cues ever made by Ernie Gutierrez. And I should ask Barbara to find out if JJ Jenkins is coming in. I can't imagine him not coming in. If JJ Jenkins is here, I'm putting him right on the stream. Pool stats guy Don Espinoza asking about those awesome cue cases. For all those watching, go to moaalii.com. That's MOAALII.com. Moaalii. And you can look at the very, very precise and creative work of Rex Goulet, also known as Cyrex in our chat room. Moaalii. Ernie Gutierrez looking very dapper today. He's dressed for this event. Maybe he'll come and visit me. Put him on the mic for a minute. Left on the winner's side. Who is left on the winner's side? Mr. Back playing in the chat room. There's only one player left on the winner's side. Can you guess who that might be? Oh, actually, that's two. Yeah, two players. Thanks, Bacon. That's why you're a mod. That's right. Shane Van Boning and Max Eberly about to play for the hot seat. And I believe we're going to have that match after the next match, which will be the winner of this match versus the winner of Dennis versus Corey. Look at that. Wow. You'll be able to find online brackets at the AZ Billiards website. The top headline story is the Hard Times 10 ball event here at Hard Times. And if you click on that link, you can go straight to the online bracket, or you can click on the link in the chat room right now and it will take you directly to the online bracket for this tournament. Compliments of AZ Billiards. And In addition, I've also been creating video brackets, which if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to catch every video bracket that I have videotaped or at least filmed with the iPhone. For this event. Okay, we got safety battle happening here. Coolio now up, I think, 6-2 against Corey Harper. Wow, what a great shot. Anybody asking about the matches in my archives, unfortunately, due to the constraints that Ustream provides me with less than 10 gigabytes of storage, I have opted not to save all of my matches to Ustream from this point forward. You will have to wait a few days after this whole event, and you will have to go to my YouTube channel. Just search POV Pool on YouTube, or in about 5 days from now, you can search Hard Times 10 Ball, and you're going to find these matches appearing on my YouTube channel. As a benefit to you, though, I will save the hot seat match and the final match to Ustream for instant gratification. Manny Chau now still hanging in there, 7-4. Scott needs 2 to win. The loser of this tournament, or the loser of this match, will be out of the tournament. This is a 1-loss side match.
Streamed live from POV Point of View Pool. Here in Hard Times, sunny Southern California, Bellflower. I got inundated with outside with who's where and what's happening and who's up and who's down and who's left. All right, pretty good break here.
Manny now
has an opportunity.
He's had several opportunities. He's got to start following through.
Yes, he does.
I mean, he ran a rack here. Or, well, that last rack was a bit of a safety battle. Wow.
Whoa, I'll say.
Wow,
that just barely went. But he did put a pretty nice fluid stroke on that one. Look, oh, that was a great shot. Look at that. Nicely done. He's in line here for the run out.
Good work, good speed.
Okay. Now we're talking. Swung that around for the 7th.
Bit of a punch stroke.
Yes,
too.
it was.
It worked.
Well, he has a tendency. I've been, at least from what I've seen so far this match, he's had a tendency to do that a little bit. That punchy shot.
Mm-hmm. Short stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can get away with that on a lot of tables. for sure. But boy, you got to be really careful with that stroke on this table. Just like that, boy. You gotta aim. It's got to be right in, aimed into that sweet spot. And another one down. It's working his way back here. Another one on the wire down there for Dennis against Corey Harper. Looks like he has a considerable lead now.
Score now 7-5 in the race to 9.
More action coming your way after this, of course. We still have 5 players left in this tournament, down from 64 at the starting of Friday noon, which is when this event started. Eddie Regland from Hard Times Billiards here, owner, graciously putting up the additional $5,000 into this prize purse. Boy, that was a...
This could be the kind of, well, this rocket rack has a lot of problems.
I'll say.
The 2 and the 4 are up there at the end rail, over by Manny's cue there. Tied up. Wow.
Great kick. That was a great hit. He would have liked to have not given Scott even a look at the one, but
what a great shot.
But that was really good. He just parked that cue ball right there. Now Scott's got a bridge over the 7. He's safety back. Wanted that cue ball to come back down here further over to the left, but
well, Manny's just going to use all those balls at the other end of the table to hide the cue ball
for a little barricade.
Yeah, and Scott knows it.
Yeah, of course he does. Oh boy.
Yeah. Manny hit the knuckle there.
Yes,
the side pocket.
Yeah, and that's leaving an escape route here. Oh, he shot that a little fast. You know that?
Yeah. Now I don't know if the 2 and the 4 are wired.
I don't either. It kind of looks like it.
I don't think it is. Is he playing for 3 fouls? What is he doing here?
I don't know.
He is. He's gonna try to 3 foul him.
Is he really? Boy, that's a tall order for Scott. I mean, to put on to Scott, because
Scott's. I like stuff like this. He's trying to efficiently break out the 2 and the 4 by hooking them at the same time. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone there.
And where did that expression come from? I always wondered.
Well, it could have come from this.
The hunting days, maybe. Hey, you can get 2 birds down with 1 stone.
That's true.
And feed all the family. Look at this. Look at this hit. Yeah. Scott says, you think you're going to 3 foul me? I got a trick or 2 up my sleeve. Uh-oh.
All right, this rack is fraught with problems.
Yeah,
so
I'll say.
I'm assuming that Scott's going to go for the 10, but he
didn't call it.
He's playing safe.
He didn't call it. He's going to park this cue ball right snuggled up against that 7.
Yeah. That's a good shot.
That was a very good shot.
He's showing a lot of patience right now.
This looks like a 2-railer. Path here to this 1 ball. And if he hits it right, well, it was lucky. He hit it good. I was going to say if he hit it right, that he could have ended up with the cue ball possibly behind this barricade over here, but that's an awfully tall order. You got to hit it and stick it.
Good shot by Scott.
Yep. Now the 3 ball,
I'm not sure the 3 passes the 10.
well, it passes the 7 for sure. I think it goes. It's tight, but I think it goes.
We shall see. I think he wanted to nudge it a little bit. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, look at that shot. Wow.
It's a game of fractions right now. And he really may well have done this. Scott Frost, everybody. That is the kind of control
It goes.
that I'm talking about with Scott.
Manny out of his chair, looking to kind of watch the hit here. Yeah, it was tight, but it did go. It had clearance.
Okay, now what about the 5?
Side pocket's his only choice unless he plays safe or banks it. I don't see any other. Or come up the other.
He might set up a bank.
He might try to come up above it.
That's what he's trying to do. And
That was the liability of going that route. But I'll tell you why he did that. Because even though he could have pocketed that 5 in the side, controlling the cue ball to get onto the 6 was the problem after that shot. So that's, I believe, why he tried to get it above the 5 there. Because that was all about position on that 6. He almost missed that. Boy. It's a good thing he didn't hit it any harder.
4 or 5 rails. And Ernie over here.
Ernie Gutierrez, you know, master
hello to Jay.
Master cue maker in the house today here. Known him for a long time from Sherman Oaks.
That'd be nice. If you'd like to. Ernie, would you like to talk to Jay on the stream? Spanish or English?
Either way, he says Spanish or English. I love
JJ
that.
Around too? Is JJ coming? No. Okay.
Well, this will be a treat for everybody.
Well, you know what? During
That'll
the
be a
hot seat
treat.
Match, if Ernie Gutierrez is so inclined, he may join Jay Helfert here in the commentary booth, and that is going to be great.
Yeah, and we'd like to thank everybody that's helped us commentate so far for this event. It's been fantastic, and really given the viewers, I think, a treat. Yesterday, Jay Helfert and Robin Dodson gave a show.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, she's been in the chat room, actually.
Oh, that's terrific. Really appreciate the ability to be able to bring to the viewers, you know. Yeah, is right.
Rutrow.
Yeah, Rutrow. That's
Actually, I think he's going to be okay.
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right.
He'll roll off the corners of these 2 rails here and just come back out.
He's just got to. He just needs to make sure he, you know, settles it down and keeps calm and doesn't get over rambunctious with it, but okay, there you go. Manny Chau takes another one down on the wire.
A round of applause for Manny.
Well, I think people want to, you know, a bit of a match, you know. They like to see a game.
Well, let's face it, you know, Manny's the underdog in this match. Not as seasoned as Scott Frost, but obviously highly skilled, very good one-pocket player as well, and has been sort of displaying a little bit of ability to kick now that that really could have hurt him if he just didn't, you know, keep up with the safety play that Scott is able to do. And a really unfortunate last rack for Scott, because scratching on that 4 ball when he was trying to get on the 5.
Yes, exactly.
After playing such beautiful cue ball, display of cue ball control was just amazing.
That's right.
Coming off the 2 to bump the 3 ball and just get it past the 10 there, and unfortunate, very unfortunate for Scott. Because he was really earning that rack. Essentially what he did is he kind of broke everything open.
Yes, he did. No, very
Scott did all the hard work.
He did. That's right. Been there many times myself.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. It's part of the game. Now, okay, I do believe Manny has enough room to see this one in the side. I think. Not positive. Oh no, he doesn't. He's going to come down off of this bottom rail. Well, let's see what he's going to do here. He called the upper right-hand corner pocket. Surely he's not going to... Is he going to do this? He is. He's coming down off of this end rail. He's going to go 2 rails so that he doesn't scratch in the side pocket.
And Scott has an open shot.
Yes, he does. Good hit, not what he wanted as a result. Okay. Let's see this. Boy, I'll tell you what. Does he have enough of that 4? I think he does. And he's got the 6 for a little helper if he needed to. He had plenty of it. Nice stroke. Brought the cue ball back for the 5 here. He's going to pocket this 5. Come over. Use the 7.
Well, it looks like that.
He did that for some shape.
He hit, Manny kicked that a little too thin and left an open shot on the 1 ball. And this is what Scott is doing. This is what he does best, is he takes advantage of
boy, you're not a kidding.
Someone's mistakes, and he punishes. He's a punisher.
Yes, I do know.
You did play him.
Yeah, firsthand I know exactly what you're talking about. You miss a ball, he's out.
Mm-hmm.
Something happens funny, he's out.
Mm-hmm.
Or he'll play safe and he'll bury you. And you might hit the ball, but your chances of leaving it safe back, you're done.
He uses a beautiful QB custom cue with sort of a green neon veneer.
Oh yes, I see that.
Black ebony.
All right, there we go. That puts him on the hill.
A lot of fans of Scott Frost applauding his efforts to get on the hill here. It's going to be 8 games to 6. This match is not over, but it could be with Scott breaking.
We'll see what he does. Now, something that was said the other day, an observation, and I believe it was in Mountain View, when somebody made the observation that the guy on the hill getting down to the last rack, they don't maintain their same break. They tend to
soften it up a little bit. Is that what you mean?
No, actually the opposite. They tend to hit it a little harder.
Well, it's adrenaline.
Exactly.
It's adrenaline. But there are those now who are very wise to that, and they will actually let up on the break. We'll see what Scott does here.
Yeah, it was just an observation that was made.
Breaks out his Predator break cue.
Now I didn't see any
He let up a
different.
little.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. A ball down and a shot on the one. The reason he's frowning is that it's not the easiest shot in the world at this point in the match, and he does have to worry a little bit about the cue ball in this 2 here.
This is good for Scott. He's wide open.
Yeah, he is wide open, but I saw the frown, a little bit of a frown.
No.
And I think it's just that he was hoping for. I think he was just hoping for a little bit of a.
That 8, and
where he didn't have to work so hard. Because see,
he doesn't want to jack up that high.
No, but he's going to have to.
No.
He's got to get on the 3.
He's going to power stroke this.
Yes, he is.
Unfortunately, because he was jacked up. He couldn't roll. He couldn't. The ball jumped.
Yeah, it sure did. He's laughing. He's like,
now
wow.
He's jumping. He needs to slow down.
I'll tell you, he's pumped, man.
Scott Frost, he needs
to slow down. Yeah, right. You do that. Tell me how it works out for you.
Scott plays like there's an 8-second shot clock on every game.
Yeah, that's right. I have to tell you though, the first time I ever had a shot clock put on me on the pro tour, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm panicked, And the shot clock gal, came over to me afterwards. During a break, and she goes, "You don't get it. You do not have to worry about the shot clock. You get down within plenty of time. It's not a problem for you." And then I chilled out after that. I actually locked the shot clock now. All right, well, he did not successfully play a safe on that ball. He's brought Scott back to the table here.
Yeah, this is...
And now this could be over for sure.
Is it going? It's rolling out. It rolled out.
It did. It rolled out. It rolled out.
It rolled in is what it did.
Well, yeah, the in, out.
He and I both agreed.
I saw it. I saw it too.
He hit that perfect. It just rolled in.
Yeah.
He's still saying it.
A little unfortunate table roll there on a slow roll.
This is perfect shot right here.
Yes, it is.
Good work.
Plenty of angle. He can come.
Frost complimenting him.
Got an angle to come over for this 5. For anybody not familiar with any of this game at all, it's all about the angles. It's all about leaving yourself the proper angle so that you can maneuver the cue ball. A lot of the beginner players out there think, oh, you always want to leave yourself straight in. That's the last thing you want to do on a shot, is leave yourself straight in. It hampers your ability to do things with the cue ball when you're in that position. It's that punch shot. No. It's the punch shot again.
Yeah, but that's his stroke, Barbara.
Well,
you gotta understand.
Then
he's just not. He's not focusing.
I know.
There's something that's making him uncomfortable. It's not that punch stroke.
And by the way, do you know what nationality he is?
He's from Peru.
Peru. Okay. Yeah. Somebody was asking me out front.
He used to live in New York.
And
I really
didn't know what nationality he was. We were thinking some like Asian or something with the name Chau.
Oh, the name Chau, yeah.
Yeah. Or Samoan or.
It's Chau, C-H-A-W.
A-U. Yes. I-A-U or something. And congratulations to Scott Frost, who has taken one over here. Manny Chau is now out of the competition, which puts him in at 5th place, I believe. Finishing 5th, is that correct?
Yeah, 5th, 6th with $700.
I have it right here. 5th and 6th are both $700. So he's going to be getting a payout of that.
We're going to have another match real soon. I'm not exactly sure which one we're going to do. I'm hoping we're not going to play the hot seat match right now. We're going to wait for another one-loss side match and try to get as many matches squeezed in to this event as possible.
That's right.
So stay tuned with us, guys.
Stay tuned, and we'll come back
and in fact, what we're going to do
get you in on the scoop.
I'm gonna actually turn the camera over to Dennis's match for a while, and maybe we can I don't know, maybe we can get Ernie to come in and commentate with us, or we'll see what happens in the next few minutes. But I'm definitely taking a quick break, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching POV Pool.